Don't leave yet, please, unless you have to catch a plane. I'm sorry we are running a bit over, but I hope you agree with me. It was worthwhile to spend a bit more time, so thank you very much, Clay. I'm humbled, but I should say immediately, that's not one person. We have a team, we have great partners, so I think, and we have Peter Drucker, and in a way, supporting us indirectly with his thinking and with the legitimacy he provides. And as I said, we had dedicated this conference to Doris, and I would like at the end to ask the chair of our board, Angelica Kohlmann Küpper, to say a few words, and then I will close the conference within a few minutes. I promise. Please, Angelica.
Well, this here. Okay. As chairman of the board, I would like, first of all, to thank, in fact, our stakeholders. And you are all our stakeholders. So there is a very special thank, of course, to the speakers of the last 2 days, the moderators, but the participants in particular, who added so much, the whole team of Richard Straub, of course, to thank Richard himself, who is the key driver and the leader of our ideas and the development of this conference, which has been growing over the last 6 years. I would like to thank Cecily for being here representing her parents, Peter and Doris, and for her very personal note, my cousin Cecily. And I would also like to thank the advisory board, which has helped us so much. And since I was asked so many times here during this conference, who is the advisory board, I would just very briefly like to tell the names so that you have an idea of the 14 people working behind the scenes. So most of them are professors. I will not mention that, but this is Laurent Chouin, Eric Cornuel, Peter Gomez, Werner Hoffman, Karl Javurek, Fredmund Malik, Deepa Prahalat, Christian Prosel, Rebecca Strohmeyer, Felix Thun-Hohenstein, Rick Wardsman, Daniel Weiss from Israel, several other countries represented here, Richard Straub, and myself. So a big thank you to the board, which is rarely mentioned. Now, having thanked everyone, I will not summarize anything because you've heard enough of that. We've heard about market-creating innovations. We talked about investing in innovation, embedding innovation, transformation, values, trust, interconnectivity, social reality from Nilofer Merchant, open space offices, no offices from Mark Merrill. We've heard all this, and as Clay said, once we go home, we will realize we heard so much, but what do we remember? Rather than summarizing, I would like to tell a little, not even an anecdote, it's a true story about Peter and Doris. It's more about Doris, to whom we've dedicated this conference. And Peter spoke much about creating the future. And I remember Doris telling me this story then when she was 18 years old. This was in 1929, you must imagine. She went to the doctor, and she had a health check, I don't know why, and they could already check cholesterol. And when she came back for the results, the doctor told her, "Young girl, you should never get married, you should not have children, your cholesterol is extremely high and you will die very young." So, the point I want to make is we were talking about transformation, and Doris proved that transformation is possible because she changed her life. She only ate vegetable oil, she ate no eggs, She did a lot of sports. She even won a tennis tournament when she was 100. She went hiking regularly. So I don't want to disprove Martin Wolf. I share his thoughts about the future. We have to be aware that transformation is necessary, but it's possible. And Doris managed to prove that. She married, she had 4 children, she managed Peter. She passed at the age of 103 this year, and I think we have to thank her for proving the point today, and we look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelica. Just to add one thanks, we would take too long if we thank all those who have been involved in the conference and the whole team, but you met most of them. But I would very specifically like to thank Adi Ignatius, who has chaired the conference, it's not easy to find a more competent conference chair than the editor-in-chief of Harvard Business Review for a Drucker conference, right? So we really appreciate, and I would also like to thank Adi's team, and representing Adi's team, Julia Kirby, who has been supporting us all along and during the year, including what you shouldn't miss, in case you haven't seen it, the blog series on Harvard Business Review on the Drucker Forum. So that's really, that came together because of the support of the team. Now, as the last point, I think usually I'm announcing something at the end, so I would like to do that now. And I would say the title that we were thinking about may not be the final one, but it may give you an idea in which direction we are thinking for 2015. And for sure, it's a new term. Have you ever heard TEH? I will say a few words only on it, what the thinking behind is, because that may say more than what the title exactly now says. Technology, I think it has come out very clearly, is one of the daunting challenges in terms of its dark side and its opportunities. And we don't have so many potential solutions for the issues that we are facing. And we have seen their very different perspective on how technology can be used. On the other hand, we also had a very strong discussion on the question of the human being. That may not be very scientific, but at the end of the day, we are all beings which are rational, emotional, where all different factors are coming together. And especially in this situation where we are confronted with a technology which has no comparison in history, still developing exponentially, unbelievable potential. I think this is the time also to remind ourselves what is the essence of the human being. And it came out yesterday in the discussion, and I would think this is a very important area, and it's important for the way how we manage in the future, in which direction, if it's true what Drucker said, that managers are the elite group, one of the top elite groups in society, we have a responsibility for that. So where do we go? How do we avoid that technology is just swallowing us in a way? How do we make sure that technology is used for ideas like even some countries show? Some of you may have heard about the Aadhaar project in India, where 1 billion people get a digital identity, a new type of identity, which helps to pull people out of poverty, because digital technology is enabling us to give them this new type of technology based on technology identity. So there are huge opportunities, and I think we as managers must find them out. So I hope you have still time on November 5 and 6. Please mark your calendars. It would be great if you come back. Many of you come back. We enjoyed very much the interaction with you, also during the breaks. And we invite you to stay connected to us. We will communicate after the conference. We will provide the full documentation, including all the videos from the session. So that will be within the next couple of weeks. You will have this available, all the presentations that we can make available. And we invite you also, those who may not have had enough chance to communicate their input, I formally invite you to provide us blog posts for the Drucker blog, not longer than 800 words, but give us your ideas, give us your thoughts after the conference, and we will be happy to publish those on the Drucker forum website. So without further ado, thank you very much for joining, and if you travel, have a safe trip back, and hope to see you again at one occasion or the other. Thank you.